What's going on here? It's Wednesday night. You know what time that means. It means it's time for the RGA show. That's right. And once again, YouTube says no to the laptop, and it says, no, you can only use your phone today. Eric, how are you, my man? Good to see you. Once again here on the show. So, anyways, good to see people are showing up already. We're starting a little later. Steph, how are you? Good to see you. So, we started a little bit late because YouTube once again said, no, we don't like the laptop. You can't use the laptop. You gotta use your phone again. So inconsistent. I don't get it. I don't get it. But it's not my thing to do. So, anyways, so tonight we're going to talk about a couple of different things. One of the things I'm going to talk about is bands, like guys in bands that may be overstating their age in a particular type of band. What I'm talking about is original bands. So I have several customers in my shop that come in, and they play in original bands. And there's nothing wrong playing original music. It's just, what are you trying to do with these original music is the problem. You're writing songs and you're thinking that at 65, 70, 75, you're going to get a record contract, which don't exist really anymore. And I have friends who are out, they're actively playing and stuff, and they're still thinking they're going to get signed to some record deal, and they're way above their prime. And I'm just like, I don't want to feel like a jerk. From one Randy to another, what is up? Not much. Just another Wednesday night. So, yeah, I mean, I've got these friends that just play in the band, and they tell me, we're gonna get a record deal, we're gonna get signed, and I'm like, no, you're not. You're too old for that. You're above. You're out of that realm. I mean, unless you are, if you're 25, 30, okay, you've got a shot at maybe getting a distribution deal with, Universal or something like that. But if you're 65, 70 years old or older, even 50, I look at even 50. 50 is a mark that, is beyond 40 even. Like I said, up to that 30 range. That 30 range, you really have an actual kind of a shot. But anything lower than that, or higher than that, it's like, we've been watching The Voice the last couple of nights. Or, was The Voice we've been watching? Or we watched The Voice a couple weeks ago. And I noticed some of the older guys on there, hoping to have something happen. And it's like, I don't know, maybe become a backup singer to somebody. That's all I can see. Well, that's a good point, Steph. Talking about never give up. Yeah, never give up. But don't have high hopes that something is going to happen to your band. Because if you're older than the core audience of people that are going to download streams of music, because nobody buys records anymore. Well, people buy records, but a lot of the records are different now. Now they kind of count it as streams. And I urge you to listen to a podcast. Chris Jericho on Talk is Jericho just did a thing, The Anatomy of a Musician, on there, which is very, very good. It's very good. But they talk about how the song Judas became a hit, and how they instantly had things happen to them. And, it's just not, not feasible for everybody. I mean, you've got guys in that band. I mean, one of the bass player in that, in Fozzie's band, he played with the band Trickster back in the 80s, and they had a couple pretty good sized hits. And after that, he had to find a real job, because once grunge hit, it killed their whole career, and they just kind of like faded away. So, that's what happens. But then he, here we are years later, he joins Fozzy. He had actually, I think he's still playing with, Howard Jones. And Howard Jones is, still touring. And he's still playing with him, but he's also playing with Fozzy, which is another thing. So many people, I have friends of mine that really, they are adamant about guys like me who will play with multiple bands. Because I have to make a living. So I'll go play with this band and that band, whatever band. If a band calls me, I'm off, I'm going to go play, because I need the money. And I have friends of mine that are adamant. If you play in another band, we don't want you playing in our band. No matter what. They're like, this is a band. When you come to see our band, you're going to see the same 4 guys every time. I get it. I totally get it. That's the way it was years ago. But now, it's not quite that way. I mean, musicians have to play with whoever they can, because they can't fill their calendar for every single weekend. Or maybe they're older and they just don't want to work every weekend, so they leave 1 or 2 weekends off a month, so they can kind of spend time with their family and or do whatever. But some guys and girls that play, because I don't want to leave out the women, because there are playing great musicians out there that are women playing, and they do the same thing. They're out playing with multiple bands just to make a living. And but the original thing, going back to that, that's not going to bring any money. There's no money in playing original music, especially if you're older. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to hire you to come play original music unless you have something, you got a hit or something like that you had 40 years ago. And you're trying to redo that whole thing. We opened for a girl that had some major hits in the 80s, about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember when it was. We opened for this girl called Tiffany. You guys remember Tiffany? Tiffany. I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Yeah. Was it that, right? I think we're alone now. I know it's those 3 chords. I just can't remember how they go. Slayer is back again. Done. Anyways, so yeah, Slayer is the best. So there's just no money in playing. I mean, I'm a money guy, so I'm you know, I'm one of those guys that's actually playing for money, and the original thing, you know, does not appeal to me because there is no money in it. So, but we have actually this weekend here in the Daytona Beach area in Ormond Beach, they're having the Ormond Beach Original Fest, and I think they have over 100 bands playing at this. I am curious to go see. I think I think that's something I'm gonna do this weekend. I'm gonna go out and film some of these bands and kind of put that on the channel so you guys can see what's happening out there original and just see the age of a lot of these bands, because I'm curious to see it. Are they kids that are trying to have something happen, or are they adults that are, you know, older like me that are still trying to, you know, live on a dream that 99.9% chance of nothing ever happening, but they're enjoying playing. And that is the other thing. I mean, Steph talked about that. I do have a friend of mine that does that. How are you? So I have a friend that plays. He's a customer of mine, and he plays in a band, and they play nothing but originals. And he's 72 or 73 years old. Looks great for his age. But they get together every, I think, Friday or Saturday night, and they go to this bar and they play for free, and they play nothing but their originals pretty much. I think they may play one or two covers, but it's pretty much original, and they just have fun doing it, and they're all older and enjoying it. So it's just good for them. I think that's a good thing. And just don't, but they have no intentions of anything ever happening. They just want to do it for fun. Where, like I said, there's so many of them out there that still think something's going to happen. Nico was at Dixie Crossroads. Oh, really? Was he? Cool, awesome. Nico McBrain. So, I gotta make sure you guys, you rock stars and people like that on my my members list. I replied back to you. Somebody said I don't reply back to you guys enough, but so, anyways, if you're wondering when I say rock stars, it means these guys are actually members of the channel and stuff. So. You have another scheduled live screen next Wednesday. Every Wednesday is live streams, 8 o'clock we do them. And hopefully next week we're going to have our buddy that I've been talking about. He's going to join us next week. Hopefully. He still hadn't given me an answer, yes or no. He says, yes, I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to do it. And then when I get to go do it, he kind of, I got something else to happen. Something else is happening. I keep saying, we're going to go to Universal and do it. And he's like, yeah, I want to go to Universal. I want to go to Universal. Knowing him, he's going, let's go ride roller coasters instead. Need water. Voila. What's happening? Is that Kevin Nash behind me? Yes, that is Big Sexy behind me. You have another one scheduled. I was. Oh, you're seeing. Okay, the other one. Okay, so yes, that other channel, the other one up there. Okay, so that's part to do with YouTube. They decided that they didn't want my live stream on the laptop to work, so it just sat there going do like that, and I canceled it. But I don't know what is up with YouTube. I just don't get it. Sometimes it just bugs the living crap out of me because they just can't get their act together with the live streams. So I do everything they tell me to do, fill the form out and do all the stuff and put it on there. And I think I know what happened actually. I think I did click something that I shouldn't have clicked. Now I think back about it. Yeah, that's what I did. I got to remember to put a note on that of what I did. So, yeah, let me get my little thing. Do not. Yeah, okay, good. All right, so one of the other things I'm going to talk about tonight, you guys can chime in here. So I've been, I posted actually on my my Facebook because I've been listening to Allan Holdsworth. So, hello Brooklyn, how you doing? So I've been listening to Allan Holdsworth, and I know Steph had something about Testament on there, and another jazz player, Alex Skolnick. At least he likes to play jazz. He tolerates playing Testament, I think, nowadays. But I've been like listening to, Allan, and I mean, can I play like Allan? No. Do I like what Allan does? Yes, I think it's very cool. Although it's not, it is not, I don't know, it's one of those players, or he's one of those players, doesn't have a lot of melody, not your typical player that goes, you're not gonna hear that. It's more, and actually it's not even that, because a lot of his stuff that he did, that's like way oversaturated for him. Let me just see if I get anything here. It's more suited for that. Let's see if I can get anything out of this thing. So, it's like more, everything's 4-finger and everything's a hammer on. Yeah, so it's for me, 4 fingers is out of the question right there. That just kind of puts me in a whole nother thing, because the 4-finger thing, this finger got South Park. So this finger got messed up, and I was playing basketball when I was a kid, and I went to grab the ball, and the ball hit right here and snapped that finger. So this finger works most of the time, but sometimes when I'm playing, it stops. So it's funny because I'll be playing something, just a basic A major chord, and then I'll slide up and I'll go up to the F major, and I'll do little hammer-ons and bring the susses in and stuff like that, and it'll go. I gotta pull it off. So that's not a good thing. When that happens, I have to kind of work my way around it, but it does happen, and especially when I'm trying to do licks. If I'm doing, something like, and then sometimes, okay, it stopped. It's stuck, That was one thing too. There's something about, I watched Allan Holdsworth, and I was talking about him. He did a really cool thing, and I wish I could do it. It was so cool. He took this shape, and he took these 2 fingers. I can't even do it. He did everything like these 2. He was doing like this right here. These little pull-offs. Actually, I think they were think he was doing hammer-ons. But he was keeping the shape and playing the chord, or playing each individual note, and I can't even describe it. I mean, it was so amazing to me to watch him do that and just go, I give up. Why? Why do we even try? But I mean, how many players, I mean, what players out there do you guys just like look at or see and you just go, I'm done. That's it. I can't do that. I wish I could be that guy, but I can't. And Alan Holdsworth would be one of those guys that I can't do that. There's just no way. Pat Metheny, no, can't do it. These guys are just freaking, although I think Pat Metheny is more of a melodic player than Alan Holdsworth was, by far. But I mean, I'm more, you know, if you study jazz or fusion, I'm more like the Larry Carlton guy. I love Larry Carlton. He's like one of my main guys I really enjoy listening to and playing along with. But, you know, I still marvel at watching John McLaughlin and you know, those guys, and just go, I don't get it. I can't do that, but I think it's really cool. Yeah, see here, now we got guys, yeah, so Steve Vai, Yngwie, Frank Zappa, Django, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Steve Vai, well, yeah, they were all big fans of Alan Holdsworth, big fans. Yeah, I mean, Van Halen said that, like, you know, he thought that Holdsworth was one of the best there was, if not the best. And so, I don't know. You know, some of the descending shapes that he did with, you know, running up this way, you know, instead of like doing this, he would go like this in a shape, and running the runs going upwards like this. And it's like, whoa. And like I said, I don't get it. I can't do it. I don't pretend I want to do it, or I would pretend I would like to do it, but I'm not going to pretend I can do it. Dave Murray. Dave Murray's a good player, man. Good player, but not anybody I would say that I'm going to, oh, he's one of the great players. Good player. But I mean, I'll give him that. I'll give him. But he's not, I don't think there's a lot of rock guys. Frank Gambale. There's a guy, yes. Another great player, yes. But see, these are all these jazz guys. These are these technical guys, these very technical guys. They are not rock players, except for Alex Skolnick. Alex Skolnick is in a whole nother genre thing. He doesn't kind of qualify in this, because Alex actually has studied both the rock game and the jazz game. And he has mastered both of them very, very well. So I'm going to put him in a whole nother class of a player. It's just like some of these country players. I mean, Roy Clark was another one. I mean, just another guy that just did stuff that you just went, whoa. You know, Chet Atkins, whoa. You know, the chord melody, Jerry Reed. The chord melody these guys did, and you know, just amazing. Yeah, Alex is a badass. He is. He's a nice guy, too, as well. But, yes. So I went to Dave Mustaine. No, Dave Mustaine is a good rock player. It's not, I mean, rock players are rock players. I mean, all of us rock players, we all can kind of do what everybody else does because we're rock players. But then when you get into these guys that are on a whole nother genre, it's crazy. Can you raff by do a riff? I don't know exactly what that was. I'm not really sure what he said there. Something maybe AC/DC of what you said. Is that? Okay, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with learning the jazz thing. I agree with the whole thing. Riff Raff song by AC/DC. I don't even know it, dude. I don't even know. I like AC/DC, but I have to tell you this. Unless it's in a song list that I have to learn for a band, I probably don't know it. My days of actually sitting down and learning songs and just because I want to learn stuff, besides this week, I've kind of sat down and kind of goofed off with the Allen Holdsworth and some of the other jazz stuff. I have messed with that. But that was just because I wanted the knowledge to kind of expand a little bit. But I'm not going to sit down. It's AC/DC or Pat Benatar or whoever. I'm not going to just sit down and learn that type of stuff because it's not going to bring me any classical. Wow, very cool, awesome. Studied classical. That's another genre. That's another thing. There's some of these guys who can really play classical very, very well. I had a teacher in my store at one time that was really, really good. Santana, great melody player, but not a great player as far as I'm concerned. Do you feel the PRS is good middle ground between Fender? Yes, absolutely. I do believe the PRS is the middle ground to both those guitars. But like I was saying, the chord melody thing, I had a teacher that was so good at it. He was great at classical. He played flamenco very well, and he also played chord melody very, very well. So, but yeah, I mean, we talk about all these guys that can play multiple genres and stuff, and there's not a lot of them that really do multiple genres well. I mean, there's a few, but not, I don't think all that many. You got, we know Alex Golden, we talked about him. I'm trying to think of somebody else that I know that was really, really, you and the ESP Graffiti. Steph keeps asking me about the ESP Graffiti because he keeps saying, bring that thing out and play it. I don't even know where it is. How are you? But Danny Gatton, man, that was another great player. Definitely, Danny Gatton was he was a chicken picking fool. Another great player. So yeah, I mean, but see, he was in his realm. He was kind of a chicken picking guy. He dabbled a little bit in rock, I guess. Everyone should freak. Everyone would freak. Maybe. I don't know. I was gonna I actually stumbled when I was kind of going through some stuff tonight. I saw my CC DeVille guitar, which I think to me is an even more stunning guitar than that. But I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. And yeah, we talked about Chet Atkins. We did talk about Chet. Chet was another guy on a whole nother level. But Chet pretty much was a jazz or a country chord melody guy. So I guess he kind of morphed the two. I guess you could say he was a chord melody, but he also did play the country thing as well. And I guess you would say that I wouldn't be surprised if Chet could sit down, in his day and play. Albert Lee's another great player as well. Yes, could probably sit down and play, probably some jazz with some guys. I would not have been surprised by any means to have him sit in and play with some of the all-time greats back then. I mean, there's so many good players, and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimmy. Jimmy was not a great player. Jimmy was an okay player. Stevie, another whole nother level. Even Jimmy said that. Jimmy said, I'm not as good as my brother. And he wasn't. Greg Howe, great player. Yes, you guys keep throwing these. Greg Howe. George Benson. George Benson's a great player. I actually met both those guys. A buddy of mine actually took lessons with Greg Howe for years via Skype. Remember the Skype thing? He was doing Skype for years. And I think it was like $100 for an hour with Greg Howe, and Greg would teach him all this stuff. But this guy, this is another guy that always, Robert Cray, great blues player, yes, and very melodic as well in his stuff that he plays. But this guy that took lessons with Greg Howe, he was extremely good, extremely good. Steve Lukather, great player, very good. But he actually sat down and was taking lessons with Greg Howe to, he actually did this stuff. Oh yes, Stevie's back. Yes, he is. He did this thing where he would actually sit down with this guy and with Greg Howe, and Greg would actually go, what was that you played? That's how good this guy was. So it ended up coming, like he was paying Greg to give him lessons because he was trying to figure out how to play outside the box. But it ended up towards the end where Greg was actually learning stuff from him. Because he's that good of a player. And I mean, this guy is 73 now. And he still plays out. He still plays in cover bands and does all this stuff. And I love going to see him. He plays in a band called Penta and Cheg. Those are the two bands he plays in. And he's just one of those great guys. I mean, he used to go, actually, they used to send him out to NAMM to do clinics and stuff. You're never too good to learn, absolutely, never. You always need to keep learning. But like I said, I don't know a lot of these songs. You know, some people might ask me to play this song, play it. If I have never played it in my things that I've done, you know, I'm probably not going to know it because especially for the last probably 10 years, I was mainly just a sub. So I sub for all these different bands. So they give me a song list, I go down the song list, and I play, learn everything off the song list. But the thing about cover bands, most of us, we all know pretty much the same thing. Jason Becker, yes, another one. I saw a thing about him sitting in his bed talking about stuff, or, doing his thing. Yeah, so I learned these songs, and that's pretty much what I do. I learn them and I play them. I go, I'll play them. But it's mainly, that's how I learn new music. Yes, I know Shane very well. Shane's a great guy. Shane is a very good guy. We've met on multiple occasions, and Shane has actually bought a guitar from me. He had a G&L ASAT that he bought for me years ago. I don't know if Shane still has it. I know the last one I did talk to him, he did still have it. So, because how often do you see a left-handed ASAT? And I had one. So, anyway, one of the other things I was going to talk about tonight was I wanted you guys to let me know. And Shane is in here. So Shane, do you still have the ASAT I sold you? I want to know this before I start my whole nother thing about what I want to know from you guys to tell me. I want to know if that ASAT is still around. Sold it. Sadly, it was one of those neat little. I see. I gotcha. I gotcha. I don't know. So if yeah, I don't know what that was. Well, that sucks. You sold the guitar. I sold you. Yeah, I wish you'd kept it too. You said I bought a guitar from him, no, but we both know you bought a guitar from me. So. But anyways, what I was going to ask you guys: has anybody seen Spinal Tap 2? I am so curious to see this movie. I want to know if it's any good. Am I going to waste my money going to see it? Oh my God, is that? Oh my God, what are you doing here, Veronica? Veronica's on here. Oh my God. So you guys have to know. So Veronica is actually Jason. I got Jason, Marty Friedman, both players, both great players. So Veronica comes out and sees my duo. She has yet to come see me play in the band. No, I haven't, but a friend did, and he said it was, that went away. Dang it, I hate that. I cannot stand this stupid YouTube thing that I have to touch the screen to find it. And there it is. No, I haven't, but it's much better than he expected. Okay, cool. So I think I need to go see it. So, and Veronica. So, guys, you know, she likes to go out and see these bands and stuff. She's a big fan of Papa Wheelie, which they have this kid that's really, really good. He's a young kid, and he's really, really good. But she's very impressible by the whole. What is that? They went away real quick. Really wanted to go see the David Gilmour IMAX, but yeah, I know they did not show it here. I know. But she's like, Sam likes to do like, you know, tricks and stuff. So he'll do tricks like. Stuff like that, or that was horrible. I couldn't even do it. But yeah, just tricks like that, you know, or like that. Playing over the top of the guitar, whatever, and playing behind your head and all that fun stuff. But which I do too. I do that way when I'm out sometimes playing. I'll goof off and do that funny stuff. So, not that it means anything, but it's, you know, it's good for the crowd. Let's just say that. But so, got a couple people said the Spinal Tap is pretty cool. Yeah, that was. I vaguely remember that album. I'm laughing so hard right now. You are rocking it, Randy. It means so much. What? I cannot stand this thing. It goes away too fast for that gig. Oh, what? Yeah. It means so much to me. Oh, to me. Okay. Yeah, see, you know, Veronica, Sam doesn't do this. He doesn't call you out in a live stream with all these people watching the live stream. And by the time this live stream is over, we'll have thousands of views probably. So you'll be famous. So, anyways, Gumbo Randy. Gumbo, what about gumbo? I don't like gumbo. Pepper, we can More exposure, yes. Anyways, all right, so we got a little bit of time. I guess so we have about 20 more minutes actually still left in the stream here tonight. We'll go to about 9 o'clock, then we'll be done with it as we always do. So what else got here? Can you get a decent Germanium fuzz tone out of the neural? Yes, you can. I don't have the neural with me right now. And starting it on the wall. Rock it out. The wall? Let's see. What we got here? That one? Is that the wall? That was off the wall, wasn't it? Just thinking it was. I always like Gilmour. Gilmour's one of those players I like a lot. Yeah, another break, exactly. So, Gilmour's one of those guys I like. I don't like Pink Floyd, but I like Gilmour. I've talked about this on the channel before, how Pink Floyd was one of the bands that like all the stoners all listened to, and I wasn't a stoner guy. I was more of the guy that like, I surfed all day and came home and played my guitar all night. So I didn't go, like, my stoner friends, they went to school, then they came home, smoked pot, and just, that's all they did. Sat around and smoked pot until they went to bed. But I was not that guy. I was, surf, get some activity, keep myself in shape, and play music when I got done. Not into Pink Floyd either. Yeah, so yeah, but you gotta like David Gilmour. It's just such a melodic player. He really is. Just one of those fun guys to listen to. Eric, how are you? So, what is and gigging? Yes, exactly. So what does everybody think about the whole music scene right now? I mean, is there anybody out there that you hear that you're like just blown away by, anything new? Because I haven't found anything new that I've just been like totally blown away by. I doubt David Gilmour would care about the Pepper Point. Like I stuffed nothing. Yeah, I'm not finding a whole lot, Oh, I have to tell you guys this. So I just bought tickets to go see a band that I've never seen in person that I've always wanted to go see because I think they're kind of cool. All right, so nothing. Definitely not. Nobody. Dead in NYC. Huh. Okay, I'll have to check them out. But I got Steel Panther tickets. I haven't liked anything since 1996. Wow, nada. Man, it's like crazy. Nobody here, there's just nothing new out there. It's crazy. Yeah, there's just no bands. As far as music scene, geez, I'm lost in the desert. It's good young player, only heard recently. Sean, oh, yeah. There are great players out there. There are tons of them out there. but we don't see a lot of them like doing anything. Yes, I'm going to see Steel Panther, Randy's Roadhouse. Yeah, no. Gary Roy Jr. Now I don't know him. Yeah, that's somebody I do not know. I will have to make a mental note of that and check him out, because yeah, there's just a lot of them out there that I hear that are just like blowing me away. Hey, if you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe, become part of the channel. It helps me out. Even if you hit the little like button, that helps. But if you subscribe to the channel, it'd be awesome. Thank you. Just listening to a lot of Bonamassa lately. I'm not a big fan of Bonamassa. That's somebody I have not. I never have got the Bonamassa thing. Good player. Gary Clark Jr. is another good player as well, of the newer guys, but he's not new. Both these guys are not new. They've been around for a while. I'm like thinking new, like new guys, like just fresh, like within the last year. They're just not anything. I am encouraged by some of the local music scene. We are starting to see some of the younger bands come out, and kind of forcing some of us older dudes to get out of the way. Not a good thing, I guess. And then they pretend to country music. Oh, God. So a guy asked us the other night, he asked us if we played any, God, what was it? Might have been Shibuzi. And I said, you mean crap? Which, you take country and rap and it becomes crap. Sorry. If you're in one of those bands, that's fine. Good for you. Yeah, there's a couple. I've seen some of them just like, what the heck? Billy Strings is new-ish. Another great player. Billy Strings is a good player as well. I've worked on a couple of his Martin guitars, not his personal, but I have a customer of mine that has brought me some of the Martin guitars that they do make with his signature on them. And I have to unfortunately report that one of them had the infamous problem of Martin, which means the binding was having issues. Now, if you don't know this about Martin guitars, they have a problem where the binding comes up. It either bubbles or it just comes off the guitar. So if you like Martin guitars, or you're thinking about buying a Martin guitar, please keep that in mind. My personal opinion, the Martin guitars probably are some of the best sounding acoustic guitars there are, bar none. They're great guitars. I would buy one of those. Samantha Fish, she's a good player. I've seen her, and I don't know what that is. I couldn't read that stuff, sorry. Kingfish is pretty good, but he's older. Kingfish has still been around a while. He's young, but he's been around for a while. He's not new to the game. I saw him, he was great. But as far as guitars go, I'll just kind of rate these little guitars the way I rank them, the three most popular acoustic guitars. Taylor, but you're old for that hair. Yes, I am old for this hair. But I've had this hair the same way for a long, long time. So actually, I caught up to it. So if you do your hair like this, you got to send me a copyright form. So yeah, you have your Taylors, you have your Martins, and then you have your Gibsons, right? So you have those three guitars, the top three guitars that are out there playing. And I'm gonna tell you how I rank these guitars. Argie, how are you? So you have your Taylors, which are great performing guitars. Are they great sounding guitars? Not really. I don't really consider them great sounding guitars. They are hit or miss. They're probably one of the more hit or miss guitars. Some do sound great, but the majority of the line, as far as I'm concerned, is okay. But as far as performing wise, because you're going to plug a guitar like that in, it's going to be plugged in. Who cares what it sounds like? I could go out and take a cheap, Alvarez and have the same thing as well. So, and then you have the Gibsons. Gibson is in the middle. And Gibson's kind of spotty as well with sound. They're great guitars, and they play well, and they sound good acoustically and electric. But they as well have, that kind of thing where they're, not always consistent. Like a J200, which this is a guitar that everybody says, oh, it's the biggest, it's got a big body to it, and they always sound good acoustically. No, they don't. I think that's one of the guitars I think is way overranked and way, just non-consistent. I've had several J200s, and I don't see them consistent at all. Not at all. They aren't boomy. You would think this giant guitar would be super boomy. I have yet to play one that I go, whoa, that's super boomy. It's like a Martin. They're not. That guitar is just not the guitar I would say, whoa. A Dove, a Hummingbird, a J45, great guitars. All three of those guitars are great guitars. The J45 is probably the least consistent out of the three, because I've seen some of those where I've gone, not so great. But those three guitars, very, very good. Then let's get into the Martins. The Martins across the board, I mean all the way from the lowest to the highest. And I would say they are probably the most consistent across the board. From the lowest to the highest, you pick up a Martin 95% of the time. You're going to strum it, it's going to go, whoa, it booms. It's got that depth, it's got that warm sound to it. Where the other two guitars, the Martin and the Taylor, don't have that most of the time. Now, there are exceptions to every rule, but most of them don't. And I think it's just the way that Martin does the bracing has a lot to do with it. Also, you get some of these Martins that are, the cheaper ones even, that will, they aren't heavy finished. You don't have a ton of gloss on these guitars, and they boom. They're very resonant. I'm not talking now. I just said those are the three guitars. There's other guitars out there that are great guitars that are superior to Martin. I mean, you've got Santa Cruz, Collins, Tippin. Some of these guys. What was the one? A buddy of mine had a guitar. McPherson's another one. God, I wish I could remember what that guitar was. A buddy of mine had a guitar that an acoustic guitar, and I just went, oh my God, I'm in love with this guitar. I love this guitar. He goes, well, it can be yours for $6,000. I went, I don't like this guitar anymore. But it was just, the one thing about acoustic guitars is, I know I've gone on this acoustic guitar rant here for a second, but the intonation on a lot of acoustic guitars isn't the true intonation of the whole guitar is very inconsistent, and which it should be, because it does have a little bridge, one little saddle. But some of these guitars, like a buddy of mine just had a McPherson that he sold, and I'm still shaking my head why he got rid of it. And it is one of the composite ones. It sounded great, and it just had the intonation of that guitar was just spot on. So, anyways, so I've gone on about the acoustic thing for way too long because I know people are like kind of like going at, they're like, what the hell is he talking about acoustic guitars? He's holding an electric guitar. Rock. Tuning. So, anyways, so I got a few more minutes left in the show tonight. As I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. As always, you guys show up and watch the streams, and as always, I always want to make sure you guys that I do appreciate it, everybody watching each and every week, because I know some of you guys are here every week. Steph, Eric, you know, Terry's here almost every week. I mean, Shane has been coming in quite a bit as well, all the way from Australia, and I know I think it's morning where he's at. So, well, no problem. Thank you. I know Margie comes in a lot too, as well. My friend from all the way from the Ocala National Forest. Please subscribe to the channel. Yes, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new, please hit the like and subscribe button. It does help me a lot. Trust me, this is fun doing this, but if you guys don't support me, I can't justify doing it every week. So I appreciate it. I do appreciate you watching it, but I do need some support. Thank you, Ladybug. I do thank you very much. I remember my dad would do that. Yeah, do all. You know, everybody's like, "What are you doing, Dad?" And then my mom would do this. Well, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. I know you've been here quite a bit as well. Michelle's been in one of our local, or one of our, not local, but one of our regulars as well. So, and hopefully Veronica will come back and join me as well. I don't know if she's still in here or not, but hopefully she will come back and join us. Anyways, all right. So, let's see. We talked about the being too old to play in an original band. We talked about playing jazz. The binding of Martin. We talked about the binding issues of Martin. Yes, we talked about that. Talked about jazz players listening to jazz and making it end up being into your rock music. Which I'm glad I'm not playing this weekend because I'm actually off. I actually have a weekend off, and I'm like, yes. I'm going to play jazz on my ESP. And we talked about, I asked about Spinal Tap, whether anybody had seen Spinal Tap and what you thought of it. We talked about that. We talked about the acoustic guitar thing. So those are all the topics we had talked about tonight. The Road King is on here. How are you? So those are the kind of the topics we kind of went across tonight. And I hope you enjoyed them as well. We will try to come up with some new stuff as well. We are going to go to the Orman Original Band Fest. We'll film that. That'll go up on the channel soon once that's done. I do have another video going up that's going to talk about some stuff. And don't forget, hopefully, next week we will be live from Universal Studios, myself and my mystery partner. And I'm not going to tell you who it is because you'll know who he is. If you watch YouTube a lot and you follow guitars, you will know who this guy is. So, you miss Orman? Well, I'm right. I'm in Orman. Yeah, I like Orman. I don't like Daytona too much, but I like Orman. I'm not allowed to go to Daytona Beach, at least according to the mayor. I'm out in Guitar Addict Dogs. Steph, we'll see you later, man. Take care. Thanks for watching. What made Keb' Mo' Martin lose? I don't know. That's kind of weird. A Keb' Mo' Martin lose its tone. Usually, you know, a guitar like that will get better as time goes. Unless something, you know, actually there could be a bracing inside, could come loose. Things like that can change the tone of your guitar. And that was my watch to go off and tell me it's time to go. So guys, the bridge as well. I'm going to get out of here. As always, thank you for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button before you leave. Until next time, so long from the Sunshine State. And